Hello. Okay. Hi, Donna. Wait for a few more. Who else is here? Steph is here. I know Eric said he was coming.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Heather?
I'm doing well. I'm preserving my camera because that seems to be on my laptop. The camera seems to only when I use Zoom, FYI. It always seems to freeze up, so I'm saving it for later.
Okay, that's no problem. I won't put mine on either because I'm in bed.
Oh, that's even better.
It's 7 o'clock.
That's about the time I usually try to head to bed. People think I'm crazy, though. I go to bed really early, but I'm up so early.
Oh.
And I hate it. I used to work night shift for years, so I'm really, that's my thing. I like being up at night, but I also like sleep, so I need to get rest.
I don't blame you, but I mean, I'm sure your body clock must be all over the place, you know, after doing that.
Yeah, it is definitely a little bit. For sure, for sure.
Oh, shame.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, I think that we will give it, let's see, what time is it? In 3 minutes, we'll give it like another minute or more.
Okay.
And yeah, you do. When you work nights, Donna says she used to work nights too, and she finds it hard to sleep. And that was a huge issue when I stopped working nights. And it's been a few years for sure, but I know that working nights damages your body in so many ways.
Oh, it is. It's really bad. It's
Yeah.
bad for your body. That's yeah.
Exactly. But I will say I enjoyed it. I liked it, and I became really accustomed to it. And then
Oh, that's great. What did you do, Heather?
I was a nurse.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can see you as a nurse.
Now I stay home, but I have to get up for the kids in the morning so early, and
Oh, dear.
it's like I can't stay up late or else forget it. I'm dragging. Even when I go to bed, like last night, I actually stayed up a little bit later. I don't think we went to bed till like 9:30.
Wow.
Hello.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, because I don't have my camera on yet. I'm preserving it because my laptop is a POS. So, and it always freezes up, and I just can't have it freezing up at the end because that's when I want to show stuff.
Exactly. And
God.
we can't see you, Eric. Where's your face?
I have no idea.
That's all right.
You'll have to go to the video and unmute the video.
This technological stuff is beyond me.
It's crazy. I know. It is crazy.
But it's just so weird that we can talk to each other from the other side of the world. I mean, you know, you're in America, I'm in UK. It's just fabulous.
I like that. That's why I like doing the Zoom, because something like this, you know, can really be done, and probably in my case be done better in a live video format. But
yeah,
I think it's nice that there's the ability to stop and ask questions, or
that's right. It's the feedback. It's the feedback that.
Yeah, but in a live video, I mean, the comments, you can comment, but it comes, there's a lag, and I just like this. I just wish my computer liked it as much, but
yeah. Oh wow.
What are you gonna do? I can do sending Reiki like I always say. This laptop is probably gets more Reiki in this house than anybody else.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
I'm going to log out and come back in, see if that helps anything.
Okay, we'll be here.
Okay.
We won't go away.
So we'll wait 1 second for him and then
Okay, that's fine.
and get us started. Let's see.
If, yes, I am, Donna. I'm in the UK. Whereabouts? I'm in Cornwall. Cornwall, UK. At the bottom of the country.
The bottom.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the United Kingdom. Right at the end.
Are you in England or Scotland?
England. Scotland's on the north. We're right on the south, right at the tip of the country. Have you heard of St Ives? Where all the famous artists are or were?
No.
No.
Maybe Donna has. I don't know. Donna says she's originally from Liverpool.
Liverpool. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's up country from me. We live by the sea, surrounded by the sea, and yeah. Well, it's at the end of the world.
I have family that is in Scotland. They're in Kilmarnock.
Okay, Scotland. Yes, I haven't been to Scotland.
That's weird that it's right there.
And it's quite far away, actually. I'd say it takes about 6 to 10 hours to get from where I live to Scotland. Yeah, unless you fly. But by road, it's about 10 hours away.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit of a journey. It's too cold for me, Heather.
Yeah, well, I was there once and the weather was pretty much crap, so
yeah,
I have to agree with that. Rain and all that, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of cool that there's the castles and there's all the history to it, but
yeah, we live in King Arthur's castle here down in Cornwall. Also, we have a lot of we've got all sorts of different things like mermaids and all sorts, and what do you call them, owls and things like that here in Cornwall, and a lot of legends, you know.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's very, very spiritual down here too. We've got loads of covens and we've got holy wells and all sorts. So it's quite very, very old history.
That's neat. I like history. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Yes.
All right. Well, let's get started here on prosperity rice. Has anybody even ever heard of prosperity rice?
No, I've never heard of it.
Donna, Eric, have you heard of it? No.
No.
Okay, so it can also be known by a few other names. You may see it known as green fixed rice because it's green and we are going to fix it, quote, quote. And that's a term that you often see in hoodoo type or folk magic type stuff. You can see it termed lucky green rice and sometimes maybe even called voodoo rice, although it isn't only used in the voodoo religion. And what it's used for is to bring in prosperity, of course, money, business, increase in sales, and overall good luck, okay? You can even bring in more customers to your business by using this. And essentially the background of it is that rice is really an ancient symbol of wealth, success, fertility, and good health. And it's powerful. So like even back in olden days when people were farming the land, when people were, living in cultures that relied on the land, when a family had rice, I mean, something that they were able to make, if they could afford rice, then they were good, they were set, they knew that they were going to eat that night, right?
Yeah.
And so it meant, we're good, we're safe, we're financially going to be okay because we can at least eat. So, and then you also consider why historically we throw rice at a bride and groom, right? Because we're throwing good luck and wealth their way. That's the, that's what's behind that. In Asia, of course, rice is a natural prosperity and abundance symbol. It represents the wealth of the home. So when we make this, which we're going to do in a bit, what are we going to do with it? So let's talk first about why would you want to make it and what are we going to do with it? You can throw some in your mailbox to bring in prosperous mail. So it will help to avoid any kind of negative mail, like, oh, somebody's suing you, or, I'm not so sure it's going to keep all the bills away, but it should keep like negative stuff away and bring in good stuff. Yeah. Throw some at your front door. You stand outside, you face your house, you throw some at your front door, or you place a little bit under if you have a doormat, or you can even keep it in a jar near your front door to bring in that prosperity and the luck to your house. If you have a shop or a business, an actual brick and mortar business, you can throw some on the roof to attract customers. So, or add a little bit to your register. So in my case, I work out of my home, and so does my husband. So, I mean, in theory, we could throw it on our roof as well. But I just wonder if it will kill the little frickers. I
was just wondering.
Yeah, I'm just actually wondering about the squirrels, actually, because once rice goes in the body, I know it gets wet if they drink, and then it will expand.
I was wondering about the mice around us.
Well, the mice, that's fine for them. Your roof is flat. I think that's probably still okay, though, Donna. Okay. If you could toss it up there. You can certainly add it to your spell workings for any kind of prosperity workings you're doing. If you're doing a spell for a job, if you're doing a spell just for better luck all around, you can add it to that. And the way I would do that, a lot of times I do candle work. If I were doing candle work, I would probably place it on the plate surrounding my candle. Or if I were doing, say, a poppet, a prosperity poppet, I would put it inside the poppet. Or if I were doing a prosperity jar, which I think we've talked about in other videos, where essentially you're just taking this jar and you're filling it with all of this. No, you don't cook the rice, actually. And that's the second time somebody asked me that, Eric. That's weird. So you can put it in your prosperity jar. It's totally fine. No, not today. Just somebody asked me before about it, which was just funny, because when somebody asked me before, I remember thinking, what? And then you're asking me again. It's just funny. It's just, to myself, I'm saying that. So it's obviously a common question. You can add it to a mojo bag. We talked about mojo bags in the past, and mojo bags typically are little bags that have, excuse me, 3 or 7 or 3, 5, 7, 9 objects, generally 3, that all relate to one specific purpose. So if you were doing a mojo bag that you were going to carry around with you, stick it in your pocket. My husband used to have a little prosperity mojo bag that I made for him, and just every day just put it in his pocket to whatever pants he was wearing. And, 1 stone, a little bit of prosperity rice, and, a trinket or something else that represents prosperity would be appropriate for that. You can sleep with a small bag of it underneath your pillow. Put it in a bag first, though, of course. You can throw it at a delivery vehicle. If your business is to attract customers and you are in that sort of business where you do deliveries, you can throw it at a delivery vehicle if that's your related to your business. Or you can add some to your potted plants, because I know Aaliyah has different thoughts on burying things, but the way I was taught was that when you plant something, when you bury something, you're asking that it grow. You know what I mean? So if you're putting some in your potted plants where we're going to have growth, I would not do that, because I can't keep a potted plant alive to save my life. That would totally be bad and defeat my purpose. I don't do that. I throw it outside and let nature take its course. You can add some to your wallet. You can even put some in your pantry to attract grocery money. That is a thing. So the ingredients that we're going to have in prosperity rice are very simple. And like almost all types of magic work, or like all types of workings like this, nothing is set in stone, okay? So you want to do it. If you look up recipes online, you'll find 5 different recipes telling you 5 different things, okay? So you want to make it your own. The important thing is, naturally, to have rice and to have green food coloring. The other things, you can kind of mix and match. The important step being that you want to make sure that you charge all of these ingredients with your intention, because otherwise they're just ingredients. They have the elements, but you kind of want to bring them out. You want to bring so if we are using basil, for example, we want to bring out, the basil has those qualities already of money and prosperity and stuff like that. But it's just basil unless you start, unless you charge that sucker and ask it to bring out those particular qualities that it already has. So rice, green food coloring. I'm going to show you the one I got because it's the only one I found, which is super weird to me. You want a container to keep it in or to prepare it in. You can add any of the following: sea salt, protection; sage, I'll show you how in a minute; patchouli. Patchouli is often used in love type drawings, but you will also see some people use it in prosperity workings, in things like that. And think about why that is. Well, a lot of times if you never heard of patchouli? Oh, Donna, my first experience, it was big in the 70s, I think, okay, as a perfume or something, I believe. And it's an essential oil, for sure. And I think I also have some actual dried patchouli herb, I think, in my back closet that I didn't pull out. It's really, I don't know if it's like petunia, and it has I love the smell of it on people. There was a lady that I used to work with, and I didn't care for her very much, but she would always come in wearing patchouli, and it smelled so good on her. What's interesting, though, is anytime I put it on, it did not smell like that. And I'm like, well, that's just messed up. But it's a great smell. But it is often used in love, and if you think about it, when you're doing a prosperity working, you want to, like, love is drawing towards you. So you want to draw that towards you. Bay leaves are also used. Shredded money, which is interesting. But here's the thing with shredded money, number one, part of me wants to say I think it's a little bit illegal. Patchouli was used in the 60s and 70s to mask the smell of marijuana. Well, both are fine smells, but I like patchouli regardless. Shredded money, you can even use, and I'll show you in a little bit, but you can even take a dollar bill and shred that up or cut that up and use it. Because if you think about, you're cutting up a $1 bill, and that may seem counterproductive, but to draw in a lot more dollars your way, okay? So that is very, very symbolic there. And cinnamon, €5 paper money. You can, or you can use fake money, but I think you are really, it's, for me anyway, to sit and cut an actual dollar bill, $5 bill, anything like that, is that's a bigger, that's goes against everything, like everything in my being to do that. So that to me that is very powerful. If I'm adding that in there, that's powerful for me anyway. But you can also use like the hell money, the ancestor money, which I'll show you. Certainly the spices you want to put in would be related to pumpkin pie spice, like nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice. You can put lavender in there. You'll see some with catnip. Van oil, jasmine oil, or money oil. And I would advise some rubbing alcohol because it allows it to dry faster. Okay? So this will be available. I'm going to post this, this list of stuff. Mia, Morgan, Crystal, Charla, hey! All right. And we want to charge each ingredient. So I am going to stop the share here and pray to the gods. We're recording. Shoot, sorry, forgot. You don't have to use all those ingredients. You can mix and match. Yes! Let this camera work. Okay, so here we go. The very first thing you want to do is get a container. I like these containers because these containers, you know where you get these containers? Number one, they're you can see me? Yes. You can get these when you order Chinese food, okay? A lot of times they'll give the sauces in this, okay? I collect them. So I like these. And the reason I like them is because they're see-through and they come with a top. And that's what we want, okay? So, I can see you, Eric. You need some rice. The first thing we're gonna do is throw our rice in. And I'm not really measuring here. I am just going to do a little bit there. I already have some made up. Now, I'm not going to charge each ingredient as I put it in, but that is what normally is done. So in this case, what I'm probably going to do is charge it all after the fact. So we have our rice in here. First thing we're going to do is use our rubbing alcohol. Now, you don't need to use rubbing alcohol, okay? It's not necessary. But if you don't use rubbing alcohol, it's just going to take longer for the rice and with the food coloring to dry before you add the other ingredients. Otherwise, they're going to clump, okay? So, but if you put a little rubbing alcohol in, and it doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, I just put a little, like literally, I'm just sprinkling it in there like that. Mia, you can't hear my big mouth? Are you kidding me? I don't believe it. I don't know why you can't hear. I really don't. So now I'm just shaking that up. I'm shaking it up just to mix up the, get it all over that rice. Mia, I don't know if you're on a, well, she can't even hear me anyway, so I'm talking to myself, right? Ah, thank you. Okay. Go out and come in again. I can't remember. Somebody else had that issue in the past, and I don't remember what the solution was. All right, next thing you want to add, though, I'm going to keep going, is the green food coloring. All right, because green is very much a color for prosperity. This is food coloring. Now, I don't know what the food coloring that you have in your area looks like, but I searched all over Walmart for food coloring, or what I thought food coloring looked like and came in, because the last time apparently I had purchased food coloring was clearly many, many years ago when it was in little vial things and it was a liquid. Yes. Well, that's what I'm familiar with, and that is not what Walmart in Hickville, where I live, carried. So this is some sort of green gel, okay, that they call food coloring. So what I'm going to do is just take it, and I'm just putting it in there. Oh, let's see here. Where's the camera? So see, it's just, you can see it's kind of like just all over the place. It's not anywhere special right now. And then I'm going to close up my container and again shake it up. Now, if you're using that food coloring in little glass bottles, even if you use the alcohol, it may still take a bit of time to dry, and that's okay. So you just let it sit out and dry, okay, and it will dry. So see, it's green now. We got some green rice. And then we start adding our ingredients, and you can add your liquid ingredients first, or you can add your ingredients. I'm going to add the liquid ingredients first. Now, I have Ban oil, and I have 2 different kinds of money oil that I purchased. You don't need to use that. As I said, you can certainly use, you know, if you have the other kind of essential oil or just regular essential oil. The Ban oil, I'm just putting a few drops in there, and I especially like this one because it really smells nice. Strong, but nice. The Ban oil is, if you look that up, and I think in the spells group I have a recipe for it. It's very citrusy. Also, I like the smell. It makes me very energetic, but very citrusy. So if you use citrus essential oil, that will suffice as well. Okay. I'm just gonna, because I just put the liquid ingredients, I'm just gonna shake that up. It smells nice now. Okay, so still just have rice. Now we can start adding our stuff. What I have here, if you're not comfortable cutting up money, you can use this ancestor money or hell money that you can buy on Amazon. You can buy in, if you have Chinese markets in your area, you can buy them there. They're very cheap, and they come in all sorts of denominations. These are meant to be used to burn for your ancestors. I also use them in spell work, so this can be cut up and placed in here. But what I actually have is some dollars that have been shredded up here. Let's see, they kind of just look like, see it? Okay, so I'm just going to add some of that in there. And I don't add a lot of stuff to mine, but you can add as much as you'd like. And I also have this prosperity powder, which also has, it's a powder, but it has some shredded money in there as well. Okay. All right, and even this with the alcohol is still a little bit moist, but it'll dry out. Now, if you want to use sage and you're going to put sage in there, you can take your bundle that you have, if that's what you have. You can also, and just cut it. I'm just cutting it, okay? Ooh, it smells. I wish we had smell-o-vision here because I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. Actually, it smells like crap now, but it did smell good. So, what else do I want to add in here? We can add in some sea salt for protection. And I like basil. Okay. And I also will use some cinnamon for this one. I'm going to charge it all afterwards. If you're going to add a bay leaf, you can add several bay leaves. I'm just adding one. This is a smaller batch. And you just want to take them in your hands and you can just crumble these up, okay? You can just crumble them up, place those in. And when I'm shaking it up each time, I'm doing a mantra usually in my head. I'm doing it in my head now, but they do make sage spray, yeah. I like sage too, but I'm going to tell you, I like it burned better. I'm usually saying a mantra in my head or saying it out loud if I'm just walking around my house shaking it up and infusing this with my energy. You know, money, money, come to me, you know. So we've got some rice. What I didn't add was my nutmeg and my cloves. That's the only thing I didn't add that I had here. But you can add what you'd like, okay? And now this one is still a little bit moist. I'm gonna put that one aside. And this one has, so nice dry green rice that you can throw and put where you need to put it. There's, hang on, I'm looking at some here. Oh, this one also made some clumps, it looks like. Okay, I thought they were bugs. I was about skeeving, so I just said, yeah, they're not bugs. They're clumps of the, that weird, so I'm like, how did bugs get in there? Gross. But no, it's this stuff, this nasty, weird stuff that makes clumps. It's so bizarre. So use normal, but okay. Any questions? Any questions? Come on, because I want to hear you. Anybody, please come. If you don't have a question, throw some comments. What do you think? Is this something you would do? Is it something you will do? It's really easy.
Yes, I think I will, Heather.
Yeah.
So, yes, and it has to be green, is it? Is green the color?
For prosperity, yeah.
Okay, because you normally use a green candle as well for the, when you do the altar.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I know I'm going to give it a go. It's quite easy to put together.
It's very easy. It's very easy, and it's also very unassuming. So it's something where, I mean, I have it tossed on my front porch, and people, the mailman walks up there, and nobody says, what do you have? You know, they don't think, are you a witch? You know, they don't think anything of that because it's so not unassuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Morgan says she has a money powder she made that she keeps in a pouch in my wallet. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is something that you can also put in a little pouch and throw it in your wallet. You know, throw it in anywhere near the money. Okay. You can put it in a little pouch. You can also add coins.
Yes. Okay, that's a good idea.
That, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I have, yeah, pennies. Pennies would be okay for sure. Like throwing money out is unsettling to myself. Yeah. So even cutting up $1 is a little bit, it's wrong to me. It just feels very wrong on so many levels. And even putting coins and tossing coins. And I know I work with Ganesha, and you know, he likes his coins, and oftentimes I'll just toss them so that, you know, they are offering to him, go. And it's definitely an offering, because it kind of, I don't want to say rubs me the wrong way, but it kind of weirds me out. It's like, I am throwing away money. Here I am asking for money, and I am throwing away money.
Yeah, that's true.
Donna, I do not think so, because you also will find many recipes that use play money or the ancestor money, which is not legitimate money either. So I would say that it's the symbolism and your intention, that you're charging it with that intention.
What I normally do, Heather, is over the course of the year or whatever, my family and I, as we walk along the road or the pavement, we pick up a penny here and a penny there. We normally keep it in a little jar, and then we charge the money. We charge that. So it's like a spell, droplet, a money droplet type thing. So, and that's the intention. It's lost money, but we use it as you know, as like if we need it in a spell. So I'm sure I could just put a few drops of that in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I'll give it a go.
I'm not familiar with what spirit. Morgan says she uses spirit papers used by Shinto practitioners to put in her prosperity spells, and I'm sure that would be absolutely perfect. I'm not really familiar with that, to be honest with you. That's what we say too. I always pick up change, always.
Yeah, always. I never.
Oh, they're like little papers. It sounds like it's very similar to the ancestor money. What is the purpose of the spirit papers? Is it something that you're meant to burn, Morgan? You can come on audio too, you know.
Shinto spirit papers, they tie them to sticks, and it's to rattle the spirits away.
Rattle them? Why?
To awaken them in the altars and shrines and stuff like that. But they recycle them every so often, and the old recycled ones I use in my prosperity spells, because it's a good thing. It's a good luck thing.
Ah, then that would be something that you would probably want to use in your prosperity rice.
Yes.
Yeah. So in answer to your question, Donna was asking, right? I don't know if I can scroll back up here. Yeah. Yes. Using the outdated ones is absolutely perfectly fine. It's your intention, just like Morgan using those spirit papers, or me using this because somehow I have a mental issue with cutting money. But I do it, and I will say this though. I don't know. I think it's more powerful. I think that's just my intention. When I use cut up money, it is, since it's so weird to me, and so by weird I mean it feels wrong. It feels so wrong, you know.
It goes against the grain.
It does. But you know what you can do is you can purchase like a stack of old out of circulation dollars.
That's right.
Yeah. You can actually purchase those. So you can do that if that's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Outdated money that isn't in circulation anymore. That's I think you can purchase it even already shredded. I think that's how it comes. So
my husband bought a load of money from the bank that was already shredded and cut into tiny little pieces. You can actually buy them from the bank.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. I didn't know you can buy them from the bank.
So we had a huge, well, we've still got a huge bag of this very, very, very tiny money that's been, you can't actually ever put the pieces together and use it as money.
What did he buy it for originally?
For spells.
Oh, really?
Yes. My husband's really into it. My husband.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he makes spell droplets as well.
What's that?
Droplets. He makes spells out of plants and anything.
Oh, wow. Well, totally. Now you can use some of that money too for some prosperity rice. And
I probably will, yeah.
now I know who to hit up when I need like some prosperity work help done here. I'm going to be like, Stephanie, do a full spell for me, please?
We're building up a little business doing spell droplets in little bottles that you can just, and it's the spirits of all sorts of things, all types of plants and all sorts of things, animals, everything. So
interesting.
So all you need is just a drop. Yeah. So all you need is just a drop of whatever you need, and you don't actually have to go and source it yourself. You can just buy the little bottles of droplets. So we're busy doing that at the moment. So
is it it's a liquid? I'm just trying to understand. It's a liquid, correct?
It's a liquid, yeah.
And so if I purchase, say, if I got a prosperity liquid from you, right, when your business is up and running, you're saying like that's something that can be just used for like in my I have my candle, and I could just dress my candle with it, and I could just make little droplets all around it.
Fun.
And I've covered all bases with,
yes, that's it. Yeah.
Oh.
What do you need? And the droplets have been charged with whatever it is, whatever, say lavender or any type of plant, because we're actually going through the whole plant system, and we're trying to get every plant that we can to get the spirit of the plant through into the liquid, and all you need is just a drop. Yeah.
And Donna's asking, do you have a site set up already? A website?
It's no, it's my son is busy doing it at the moment. So we've been working on it now for about 3 years, and we've got about 500 different spells, droplets. So for anybody who needs anything like, grave dirt spell droplets, anything like that, So yeah, we're busy with it at the moment.
Interesting. Very interesting. And
I'll come back to you in the future, Heather, and I'll tell you about it.
Well, I hope you share your site when it comes up and running. I mean,
I will.
It's unique. I don't think that exists. Very cool. Very cool.
I'll let you know.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have any comments they want to add on prosperity rice? Has anybody ever made their own prosperity rice and made it a little bit differently?
I will, Donna.
Cool stuff.
No, I did the altar one that you did before, Heather, the prosperity altar. I made that up. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I'm still hoping, I'm still waiting, but it'll come.
It is coming.
Yeah.
It is coming. That's what you want to say.
It is coming.
Yes. Yes, yes, and express gratitude every day. And it's so weird. And I'm going to tell you, I will tell you, because this is like a huge freaking thing for me. I'm crazy about this. I'm a Capricorn, so this is probably why. And I always wish I was like a Gemini or just somebody who is like more about love and all that stuff. But no, my crazy brain is psycho-focused on money, and for some reason, whether I have it or don't, it doesn't matter. It's just like, I'm crazy. And the thing is, I definitely notice that when you are saying, when you're saying the right things, when it works, it totally works. Like when I do everything how I'm supposed to, and mainly with your words, mainly with my gratitude and the way I'm phrasing things, keeping that in my head the right way, like my thoughts, keeping it in my head the right way, it totally works. But I'll also tell you this, and this is probably the reason I am like a master at money spells, because I do them every month. And the reason I do them every month is because every month there's a full moon, and every month around full moon, it affects me very differently. I'm not hyper. I don't have energy. In fact, I would rather just crawl into a hole for some reason. My energy is very low. And then I start getting into those same old mindset patterns because I'm just not doing anything. And I want to just lay on the couch all day. And then like the negativity starts coming in, and I perseverate on them because just that's what I do. And I notice that when that time happens, when that comes, things start not going well financially. I mean, things will not go well financially. My husband, work-wise will, I'm focusing more on the struggle and the hustle, and why do I have to be looking for these jobs for him all the time, and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So it definitely works. It's just a matter of maintaining that vibration and using those appropriate words, and knowing that money just comes to you. Money just comes to me. Money just comes to all of us from all these different sources. And we just say that and say that and say that and say that. There's these crazy money songs that Aaliyah had once shared with us, and they're on YouTube. I'll have to share them with you guys. And they're corny. They're so corny, but like addicting in your head. They're the kind of songs that you just start crazy saying the words all the time, even though they're so corny. But that's the kind of thing that I will, because that's the kind of thing that you want to, especially like when I am in those phases where I'm just like wanting to just crawl in a hole, then that's especially when we need to start putting, because what comes in, what goes in comes out, right? And so we got to put that. It's like, it's almost like, when you talk about those crazy religious people that brainwash their people, we got to brainwash ourselves the way we want to be brainwashed. Okay. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I want to be brainwashed with prosperity. So that's my
Same here.
thing. Yes. So I'll find those corny songs, because one of them is actually not that bad. And I'll post those as well. And I will also post this video and the document so you can print it out and put it in your book of shadows, put it in your files or whatever notebook you have, and mix and match any of those things and make your own prosperity rice. And then we'll all have rice at our front door.
We will do. That's
right.
lovely. Thank you, Heather.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And I cannot wait. Share pictures of your rice after you make it. I want to see it. And if you think of anything else that has a prosperity meaning specific for you, add that as well. And then let us know so we can do it too.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
All right. Have a good rest of the day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.